Welcome back to Catholic Bible Channel. Today I have something a little different, not a Bible exclusively, but rather a book of Latin prayers. This was a gift from my wife called Oremus, and this book has a series of prayers in English and in Latin side by side. If you're ever interested in learning ecclesiastical Latin prayers, this is a good source for that. This is put out by Ave Maria Press. And the paper on this book is very similar to like a basic paperback copy of any mainstream novel. It's not exactly, it's not sewn binding, it's nothing like that. It's just kind of like glued in there. And the table of contents covers morning prayers, prayers at meals, evening prayers. If you're familiar with the Liturgy of the Hours, they do have most of those starting prayers of the Liturgy of the Hours, like the invitatory and things like that. They have a section on the Rosary, a section on the Stations of the Cross, the Divine Mercy Chaplet, Marian prayers, and then various other prayers. And finally, they have a collection of Psalms. So obviously they don't have every Psalm, but you can see the list of Psalms they have here. Now, they do give you a pronunciation guide for the prayers and specifically how to read ecclesiastical Latin. I read this through once and I really kind of struggled with it until I asked my wife for help. I struggled really making out a lot of the pronunciations for these different words in Latin. But between her help and listening to them online, like really through YouTube, that's probably the easiest way to hear how to pronounce these prayers correctly. I think I was able to manage. And if you notice here, my book is a special copy here because my toddler took a bite out of the pages. I'm sure you can tell, as as toddlers tend to do. Yours won't come that way if you decide to order one. Now, if you look at the prayers side by side, on the left side you have, excuse me, if you look on the left side, you have the prayer in English, and then on the right side, you have the prayer in Latin. So, my wife was very determined, is very determined to learn how to pray the Rosary in Latin. And so far, she's been able to teach our family the Hail Mary, the Our Father, and the Salve Regina. Um, and I was able to use her for help. But my best recommendation for you is to hear this prayer pronounced on YouTube and follow along with it. And no, you don't need to buy a book to learn Latin prayers, but it's nice to have one source with everything in the same spot. Turning to another section of the book, we can see where it says more Marian prayers on the headers. They tell you where you're, what section of the book you're in, and everything is the same layout throughout the book, minus the introduction. Everything has the exact same layout, side by side. English on the left, Latin on the right. They do have a section on gospel sequences. And finally, here is a section on the Psalms. Now, the Psalms are a little bit different. Don't get confused here. But the Psalms are numbered differently in the Latin Vulgate than they are in modern day English translation of the Bible. So even the Douay-Rheims version of the Bible will follow the Latin numbering system of the Psalms. But we have Psalm 27 on the left in English, and it's Psalm 26 in Latin. So if you were to open up a Latin Bible, or even a Douay-Rheims Bible, which is based on the Latin, you're going to get a discrepancy in the Psalm numbering system No one made a mistake. That's just the way they were numbered previously. So we could see the Psalms side by side as well. Now, I'm not saying we need to know everything in Latin just because we're Catholic, but to be clear, ecclesiastical Latin is still the official language of the church, and there's something very special about praying in Latin if you can. And there's something really charming about hearing your children pray in another language. So now at bedtime, we can pray in English, Spanish, and some select prayers in Latin. Hopefully, by the end of the summer, we'll be able to pray our first rosary in Latin. We still have a ways to go. We have to learn the Creed and the Glory Be and a couple of other small prayers. But if you're interested in having just a small database of prayers in Latin, I highly recommend this book. It's easy to carry around, it's relatively inexpensive, and it's nice just to have on a bookshelf for reference. Take care, God bless, and rejoice that Christ is Lord. Goodbye.